What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. My name is Mike Angelo. We are here to learn how to cut hair, so we're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna do a number 2 guard on top with the lever closed. We're doing a mid fade. Every single time I do a buzz cut, I always start from the top. So what I do, grab the number 2 with the lever closed, work my way from the front all the way back down to the crown area. When you get to the crown area, you gotta make sure that you follow the growth pattern. Run it back a couple of times, that way there's no hair sticking out. Make sure everything comes out nice and smooth. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, comment down below what you guys want to see next, and we're going to be dropping some content. That way you guys know exactly how we cut hair. Our next step is using the ball guideline with our trimmers. So since we are doing a mid fade, I start right at the point at the temple area, and then I create a line from the temple all the way back down to the tip of the bone, and then I make sure that I eliminate the rest of the hair that's left below. When you guys are using this step, make sure that you run it completely all the way down to the skin. Do not miss any hair. Our next step is using the electric shaver, so you want to make sure when you're doing this step you get every single little hair to make your following step a lot easier. Once we are done with this step, we're going to follow it up with the electric shaver. One tip that I can give you guys is when you get close enough to that initial guideline that you set with the trimmer, start flicking out, kind of like if you were fading, because it can create a harsh line and it's pretty hard to erase. So make sure you guys flick out once you get close to that line. Our first guideline towards the fade, we're going to be using no guard with the lever open. We're going to try and keep a consistent line from the front all the way down to the back, and in order to erase that line, you have to open and close the lever all the way until that line is completely erased. Once that line is completely erased, we can work on our second guideline. We are using a number 1 guard, and we have the lever completely closed. Same method, we're going up about an inch from the front all the way back to the tip of the bone, and we're going to follow it up with the half guard, opening and closing the lever to erase that line that we created with the number 1 guard. So if you guys remembered, when we first started the haircut, we started with the number 2 guard on top with the lever closed. Our next step is to use a 1.5 guard with the lever open. The reason why we're gonna have it open this time is because it's gonna blend exactly to the number 2 guard on top. So if you have a 1.5 guard and you open up the lever, that gives it an extra half an inch, that creates a number 2, and you have a nice blend right there. Once you guys learn exactly how to fade, that is because you knew exactly how to work your tools. So the more you learn, the better results you're gonna get. Do not give up, and let's keep pushing. Our next step is going to be detail work. So we're dropping back down to the number 1 guard, but this time we're gonna open and close the lever to completely erase any lines that we left behind or dark spots that you see in the mirror. So a good point that I can give you guys right now when you do detail work is always look back at the mirror. The mirror does not lie. Sometimes we create that tunnel vision. In our eyes, we see the haircut coming out perfect, but then once you look at the mirror, you might see some mistakes that you gotta go back and detail. Here we're jumping back down to the half guard, and we're doing the exact same steps, opening and closing the lever all the way until there's no lines and no dark spots left behind. All I'm doing right now is just jumping back and forth from the no guard with the lever open, kind of detailing work, and then I jump back to my half guard, doing the exact same method, opening and closing the lever, making sure that that fade comes out blurry. Do not give up, guys. All it takes is consistency, you know. Keep practicing and you will get there. Once you're working with the beard, I always leave the beard towards the end. What I do first, I blend out the sideburn with the lever open, then I close it all the way until that sideburn is erased, and I jump to my one guard with the lever open, and then I start blending the rest of the beard. This technique that I'm using right now is called raking. The reason why I'm using this technique is because I don't want to cut too much hair off and create a harsh line. I want to kind of smooth it out and then flip the trimmer back around and kind of just finish the rest of the blend, making sure it comes out nice and clean. So we're finishing off the beard. We're going to finish it off with the lineup. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it. So the first thing I do, I start on the back of the beard. That way I create a nice square shape on the lineup, and then I go ahead and flip the trimmers around, erase whatever is left over from that line that I created. Make sure you guys trimmers is not too sharp. You do not want to hurt your client. Sometimes these trimmers are too sharp and can create a scratch, sometimes a cut. So make sure you don't even apply too much pressure. Just let the trimmer do all the work. My good guy Abel requested to go up on the beard on the bottom about an inch, half an inch to an inch. So that's what we're doing. We're going up a little bit. We're just taking it up just slightly. We're creating a line. That way we know exactly where we're at. And then I flip the trimmer around and I come out and I remove the rest of the hair that's underneath. Whenever I start on working on the top of the beard, I start off by setting a foundation. So I set a guideline where I want to begin, and then I flip the trimmer around and kind of eliminate the excess hair that's above, and that will create a smooth shave with the straight razor. So just removing all that excess hair will create a smooth shave with the razor. And I'm kind of pretending like I'm using a pencil. I use the corner of the blade from the trimmer. That way I create a round shape on the beard. Don't apply too much pressure, guys. We do have clients that have really sensitive skin. Sometimes they could bleed, get a small scratch, or even just create redness. So you want to make this service as much comfortable as you can towards the client. So applying less pressure, letting the trimmer do the work, that's all you really need. Don't focus on making it too sharp. That will kind of make you slow down a little bit, because I know you guys want to be as detailed as possible. But really just setting a nice foundation will get you where you want to be, because our next step is using the straight razor. So it doesn't have to be in this step as sharp as possible. Our next step is going to be using a straight razor that will create that sharp beard lineup. So don't focus too much on making it too sharp. Right now we're just setting that foundation, kind of removing excess hairs, making it look clean, and we're going to follow it up with the straight razor at the end. Every time I do a lineup on the forehead, I always start right in the middle. I always check which side is higher. So for example, we're working right now on his left hand side. So his left hand side is a little bit higher naturally from his right side. So you always want to start at that point or that side first. The reason why is because if you start from his right hand side, which is a little bit lower, you create a line that you have to push back a little bit because his hairline is naturally lower, and then you got to go back on the left side and kind of even it out, which creates sometimes pushbacks. It creates an uneven hairline. So always start from the side that's a little bit higher, make that side sharp and straight, and then follow it up on the other side, on the opposite side, to make sure everything is even. Last but not least, we are using the straight razor to finish off the haircut. Since we are barbers, since we are learning barbering, we got to make sure that we use a straight razor. That is what defines us as being a barber, kind of separates us from being cosmetologists and hairstylists. Making sure you use the straight razor will secure that you have a sharp lineup. Everything looks nice and sharp and crispy. Make sure you use shaving gel. Right now I'm using some clear shaving gel that I got from level 3. Make sure you guys make a comfortable service for the client, not pulling any hair while using a straight razor. So since we are finishing up the video, I kind of want to end it up at a motivational ending. So my message today is just keep practicing, keep repetitions going, do not give up. When I first started cutting hair, I went into barber school with no experience, but after practice and practice and practice, your skills will develop, you will get better, you will get faster. Just follow these steps that I'm providing. Do not give up and just believe in yourself. The more repetitions you make, the more quality you can do. So this is the final cut. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at MikeAngeloFades. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, and that's my time. My name is Mike Angelo. You guys have a good day. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.